with your sponsor. But your sponsor is also responsible for your medical insurance, for orientating you when you arrive in the United States, providing you information about the local area and what have you. And so, you know, any problems that arise, you need to be in touch with your sponsor because they have that responsibility towards you.
Yes, that's important. Okay, another question we have. I registered for the interview and booked appointment date, but I'm unable to come to my interview. Can I reschedule my appointment? Well, yes, you can. You can reschedule it twice. After that, if you reschedule it more than twice, you have to pay the MRV fee again. So please be aware of that. If you have to reschedule once, it's okay. If you have to reschedule twice, it's still okay. But after that,
we run out of patience.
Yeah.
We assume you're not coming. Yes, you have to start again.
Yes. So we again have a little gap in questions. We have one. Can I stay and travel around the U.S. for 30 days of grace period? We answered that already, but we will answer that again because that is important.
It is important. Right? You can stay and travel around the United States for 30 days, but you need to leave by September 9th. So if you quit your job on August 9th and travel around for 30 days, would that make 31? August 10th, and travel around for 30 days, then that's absolutely fine. But you're not permitted to remain in the United States after August 9th or after your university start date, if that's before. September, I'm sorry, September 9th.
Okay, another question. My employer told me that he will cancel my US visa and will get me deported if I quit. Is it true? Can he or she, the employer, do it?
No, they can't. No, they don't have the authority to cancel your visa. Only the Department of State or the Department of Homeland Security have the authority to cancel your visa. So no, your employer should not be telling you that. And if your US employer is telling you that, you need to be in touch with your sponsor.
Yes, and that brings us to another important issue, which is the Wilberforce pamphlet. It is the requirement that when you come to your interview, you have read the Wilberforce pamphlet. It's also posted on our website, so you can reach it easily, and officers will ask questions about that.
Yeah, we do actually. We take it quite seriously that you read the information, and we call it the Wilberforce pamphlet. It's about your employee rights. You're going to be working in the United States, and you need to know your rights. And we expect you to have read that document. You don't have to learn it off by heart. It's not an exam, but we do expect you to have read it and taken it seriously because every year there are a very small number of people, but nonetheless people who have problems with their employer, and we want you to be aware of your rights. And on that topic, and be safe on that topic, right? Another thing we're very concerned about is your safety, which is why one of the reasons why we require a high level of English or a decent level of English, so you can navigate and take care of yourself. And we just want to remind you that we want you to have an enjoyable summer and have a great range of experiences, but you'll be in a foreign country, and you need to take precautions. Even common sense things like making sure your phone's charged and you've got a charger with you and you know where you're going and you've got the contact numbers of the people you're going to see or what have you, or other people know where you're going to be if you're out late at night. Those are sort of common sense precautions, but they apply even more closely when you're abroad, when you're in a foreign country.
Okay, another question. If I scheduled my visa appointment but my employer has changed, what should I do? So
you need a new letter.
Yes, you need to receive a new DS 2019 form from the new employer, and that also means that you have to submit a new DS 160 form because the information that is a very important issue as well. We require that the information about the employer, the contact matches your DS 160 form. So DS 2019 should match DS 160 form. And please list the contact, your US contact and your employee information that you you can find on your DS 2019 form correctly in DS 160 form, because
so many
that's
forms.
important. Yes,
The
so
DS1
many,
2019. There's only two. Okay. The DS160. That's the form that you complete online. That's just a regular application form, and every single person that gets a visa, if they get an L visa or an I or a B visa or any category of visa, everybody's filling out that same DS160. The DS 2019, that's the form that you get from the United States, from the US sponsor, confirming where you're going to be working. And that we have to have in an original. They send it to you physically. No, you can't bring a copy. No, you can't fax it to us. No, you can't email it to us. We need the original. And so that will be mailed to you from the United States. That's the DS 2019.
Yes, so we started with the question. So if your employer has changed, please receive a new 2019 form and fill out the new DS 160 form. We have another question from Maxime. What student has to do if his or her student card or book was lost before the interview?
So if you've lost your student card, you need to go to the university, the authorities at the university, administration at the university, and request a letter that states that you've reported it lost, that you are a full-time student. But that's certainly something that we'll be verifying. So as I said before, any documents that you submit at the visa window are subject to verification. So, you know, we've had problems in the past with people submitting fraudulent letters or fraudulent grade books. So we'll take a very close look at those documents.
Yeah, there's another part to that question. If a student has lost his credit book, I guess
Is
it's
that
a
like a grade book?
Grade book, yes. We will want to see that anyway. So you will have to contact your university authorities so that they issue you a copy of that grade book.
A copy or a transcript,
yes,
or something that details how you've been studying for the year.
Yes, so we will want to see your grades anyway at the interview. So please get them. Okay, another question. If my studies in the Ukrainian university start in October, can I stay in the US after September 9th?
No. September 9th is the hard and fast deadline. You need to come back before September 9th if your university starts before, but you cannot come back after, even if your university starts after.
Okay, we have another question. I do not have my job offer and documents from my sponsor yet. When is the last day that I can schedule my visa interview? We can underline that a little.
Go ahead.
Once more. So the last scheduling date, the last day of the interview is May 31st. That means that the last scheduling date is 2 weeks prior to that, meaning May 15th. So after that, you will not be able to schedule appointments. Please bear that in mind. We have another question about rescheduling appointments. I couldn't come to my visa interview appointment and forgot to reschedule it. Can I change the date to a new one?
Well, if someone didn't show up on the date of their interview?
You can do that, again, only twice. After that, you will have to pay the MRV fee again. How can you do that? You can contact our call center or go to your US Travel Docs profile. 2 ways.
The call center numbers are all on our website, am I right?
And we will post them after the web chat on our Facebook page as well. So
the call center helps with all the scheduling questions, and they'll be able to schedule you a new interview. This is an interesting question. It's about people who are not Ukrainian nationals applying to participate in summer work and travel. Yeah, we do have people who are not Ukrainian nationals, not Ukrainian passport holders, but they're studying in Ukraine. We have students from all over the world studying in Ukraine. You have great universities here. And those people are eligible to apply for the Summer Work and Travel Program. And we do send people from third countries to the United States on the Summer Work and Travel Program.
Yes, so another question. I received refusal letter with my passport. I disagree with consul officer's decision. Can I submit an appeal?
No.
Unfortunately.
There's no appeals process. The decision has been taken. And if you really think that there has been some gross injustice and that the consular officer didn't ask you a single question and you didn't get a chance to tell him that actually whatever it is you wanted to tell him, him or her, you have to go ahead and start from the beginning and fill out a new form and pay again and come again. But unless something significant, substantive has changed, it's very unlikely that a new officer will result in a different decision. It's not a lottery. The decision was taken based on the evidence presented and the conversation with you. It's not a lottery. So coming back in again is unlikely to result in a new decision. But if you do want to, you have to pay again. You have to fill out a form. There is no appeals process.
Okay. We have a question from Katerina. Hi, I'm a student. Could I apply as a single applicant to a U.S. sponsor organization? I guess Katerina is asking whether she can apply by herself without an agency.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a good question. And was it one person last year did that?
Yes.
Very, very, very few people choose to go that route. And actually, the US sponsors don't particularly like or want to, for the most part, work individually with students. It just increases their headache. They'd much rather go through an agency and work with, a whole group of students rather than having individuals apply to them. Having said that, it's possible. People infrequently do it. Mm-hmm.
But there's a reason for that. That's also the safety one. Because the agencies, they take care of you, they help you get all the documents ready, and they give you the information on how it is going to go with the embassy and when you arrive to the US. So that's
they'll make sure you've got all your documents together and talk you through the process, and that is helpful. But it's possible to do it on your own. Not terribly advisable, but possible.
Another question. What will happen if I forget to inform my US program sponsor about my arrival to the US and register on their webpage? That's an important one.
It is important because if you don't tell your US sponsor that you've arrived to the United States, you're not going to be in status. Your service status won't be updated, and that's important. So don't forget.
Okay, another question.
There's a question about delivery.
Can I register to deliver my passport with visa to my home address? Oh, well, that's easy. We work through the TMM courier service agency, so you will actually, depending on where you live, you will have to find the closest TMM agency, the closest to you. And if in Kiev, for example, there are a few addresses, and you can choose between them, or you can pay a little bit extra, and the prices are posted on TMM website, and they will deliver the passport with the visa to your home address. It also applies for other parts of Ukraine as well. Another question. What are requirements for students who are studying at their first year at the university? Do you require the students to provide the confirmation or certificate from the university that they completed their second semester and that they are transferred to their second year of studies?
Well, it's a quite complicated question. In all likelihood, if you're coming to us for an interview between February 15th and May 31st, you'll still be a first-year student. You won't yet have completed your first semester, your first year. So I'm not sure how that exactly applies. But we do require confirmation that you're a full-time student, be that in your first or second year.
And have completed one semester of your
completed
studies.
At least one semester of your studies.
Another question from Maxim. Can you please explain what were the reasons for about 50% visa denial rate in 2016? And how the U.S. Embassy is planning to open visas for summer work and travel students this year?
Well, Maxime, you're right. There was a high level of refusals last year. And the reasons for that is that our job as adjudicators is to identify the people, the students, that we believe are committed to their studies in Ukraine and will comply with the regulations, the rules of the program, and will return to Ukraine at the end of the program. And if we believe that a candidate, then an applicant, will not comply and will remain in the United States, and we've seen that happen, we see that happen every year, a number of students choose not to return to the Ukraine. So our job is to select those students who are most qualified, and that's why we refuse those who we believe are less qualified. But there's no numbers, there's no quotas, and it all depends on who we interview.
Okay, another question is from Natalia. Are Ukrainians safe so far from any immigration bans?
Okay, so
we expected it.
I assume Natalia's question, if Ukrainians are safe from any immigration bans, this relates to the recent executive order released by President Trump. That doesn't have any effect on our summer work and travel program here in Ukraine. So it's not relevant. I know this is a hot topic for discussion, but not one that's relevant to today's discussion because, no, Natalia, it has no bearing on Ukrainian students going for summer work and travel.
Yes. Another question is about the final year students. Are they eligible to participate in this program?
So final year students, yes, you're eligible to participate, and yes, it's possible that you will be approved because we evaluate every student on their individual merits. So yes, it's possible. Having said that, we have noticed that a higher number of non-returns of people who don't comply with the program rules are from that category of third and fourth year students. And so it is a group of students that we look at very thoroughly and more carefully. And so it is possible that there would be a higher rate of refusal amongst that category of student. But as I said, we look at everybody individually. So yes, if you are a full-time student, even if you're in your final year, you're eligible to apply.
Okay, another good question. Why did I get rejected on my third application? I already participated in summer work and travel for 2 years, and I followed the rules. I've shown I can abide by U.S. immigration law.
That's a very interesting question, and it's kind of in two parts, actually. There's two reasons for the answer to that question. Two-part answer. First of all, this is a cultural program, and it's an exchange program, a cultural exchange program, and it's something that we want people to have an opportunity to do. And if you've already done it once or twice, maybe we need to make way for somebody else to have that opportunity. What are you really going to get out of doing the same program for a third time? We're looking at why you want to go and what you're going to get out of the program. If you've already done it and had your cultural experience, we would like other people to be able to participate. And the other part of the answer is that, again, statistics reveal that students who have already participated in summer work and travel are less likely to abide by the terms of the program a second or third time. And so we take a closer look at those applicants.
Okay, we have another question about Crimean students.
Students from Crimea?
Yeah. Whether they are eligible to participate and whether there are any limitations or special conditions for them this year.
So unfortunately, if you are studying in Crimea, in a university in Crimea, you're not eligible to participate in the program because we can only accept students who are studying accredited by the Ukrainian government. They're studying at universities accredited by the Ukrainian government. So that unfortunately does not apply to Crimea.
But if your university has relocated to Ukrainian territory, that's okay?
If it's relocated and it's been accredited by the Ukrainian government, then you can apply. But if you're located in Crimea, then not.
Another question. Can I change my job if I find a better position?
I think we may have answered that question, and the answer is yes, as long as you inform your US sponsor.
Yeah, and please also remember that it is, while you can work and earn money, it is also a cultural exchange program. So don't just work. You have to communicate and see the country and the culture.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, it's working is important, but as a means to supporting yourself and to meeting new people and having new experiences. But shouldn't be the primary concern.
Yeah, we have a little gap. Do we have any new questions? No. No new questions. No. Oh, another one. Again from Maxim, do the credits of the credit book impact getting a J1 visa?
Wait, isn't this Maxime who already asked us about that? Maxime, what's going on with your credit book? Yes, it does. It does. And the reason is, when we're trying to assess you as an individual and see if you're eligible for the program, we want to know that you're a serious student. That's important because serious students are people who are committed to their studies and are people who are going to come back and complete their studies and who are not going to overstay unlawfully in the United States because they're committed. And so, yes, looking for serious students is something that we're aware of and we look at. So I hope your grade book's looking okay, Maxime.
Okay, and the last one, I think, about the medical students. We mentioned that briefly.
Medical students?
Medical students who are usually a bit older than the rest of the summer work and travel participants, are they eligible to participate?
Yes, we said there's no age limit. If you're a full-time student, it doesn't matter. We understand that medical degrees take longer than a degree in history, and so we would expect that. Okay,
another question from Inga. If a third-year student, full-time student of a college, which is a part of the accredited university, is that student eligible to apply for summer work and travel program if these studies will ultimately lead to a degree from this university? After finishing the college, students automatically continues studies in university towards his bachelor degree.
I think the point of the question is if you're a college student, which is and your college is part of accredited university.
Well, if you're still a college student, you haven't transferred to university yet, then you cannot participate.
So even if you're you intend and your college is associated with an accredited university, until you're actually studying in university, then no, you're not eligible.
Okay, another question from Michael. If a Ukrainian student studies in Poland, he's in his third year, he's a full-time student, can he participate in summer work and travel program through a Ukrainian agency and have his interview in Kiev, or should he have his interview in Poland?
Poland. Yes. If you're studying in Poland, then you're not studying at a university that's been accredited by the Ukrainian government. And we are only allowed to accept applications from people studying at a university accredited by the Ukrainian government. So if you're studying in Poland, you should apply in Poland.
Okay, another question from Andrew. I was going to be a counselor this summer, Camp America program, but dropped out of university. I'm already placed at a camp. Should I cancel my participation?
Yes.
Only students?
Yes, this is only for students. If you've dropped out of university for whatever reason, you're not eligible for the summer work and travel program.
And another question from Denise. Could you please answer, does DV lottery affect the visa officer decision?
No. No, thousands of people from Ukraine every year apply for the lottery, the DV lottery. Why not? It's there. We understand that, and we don't count it against you.
Okay. Another question from Andrei. If I graduated from my college 1 year ago and entered a university, the first year of the university, but I will get my bachelor's degree in 2 years, it's considered that he's starting on his third year. Should I tell that I will study only 2 years to bachelor degree instead of 4 when I guess when he has his interview?
I get it. Yeah. So Andrei, you just tell it like it is. Are you in your third year? Tell the officer you're in your third year. You can then explain, I completed the previous years at college and have transferred into my third year. But if you're in your third year, doesn't matter where you studied before, you're in your third year. Or in your second year, wherever you are. Just tell it like it is. You don't have to. We understand the college university system. Don't worry about that too much.
Okay.
I like the latter question.
Okay. What is your recommendations for successfully getting some work and travel visa, for example, in our clothes or behavior while communicating with, well, ambassador? Well, it wouldn't be the ambassador.
The question is, while communicating with the ambassador. Well, actually, the ambassador doesn't work on the visa line, so you won't be communicating with the ambassador. You don't have to worry quite so much. It's just me and my colleagues. And really, the best advice is just to be yourself, because if you are pretending to be somebody else, it's usually quite easy for us to spot it, and it raises all kinds of strange questions. If you're wearing clothes that don't quite fit properly, we wonder who you might have borrowed them for and why you might have borrowed them instead of just showing up in your own clothes. Don't raise those suspicions in our mind. Don't make us wonder what your motives are. Just be yourself. Come in whatever. It's not a job interview in the sense you don't have to wear a suit. It's perfect. We know that students wear jeans and t-shirts. That's what I used more when I was a student. So just be yourself and feel comfortable.
Another question from Vladimir. Hello. Will it benefit, I guess, if the passport has a current European visa?
No, that's not really. It's neither here nor there. It's not really relevant. If you've been to Europe, that's great. Good for you. But that's not what we're looking at. That's not what this program is about. So no, we want to assess you based on your commitment to your university here, and not whether or not you've ever been to Poland.
Another question from Catherine. Hello, could you please answer what could be the reason for the refusal of the visa?
Everybody's favourite question. Why are you going to get refused? As I said before, our job as adjudicators is to select those applicants that we believe are most committed to their studies and most likely to return to Ukraine, most likely to get a lot out of the programme. And it's a fantastic programme for people. We get great feedback for people who've been in the United States. They've improved their English. They've come back with new skills, new insights. A whole new job market's opened up to them. And that's great. And people that recognise that and they want to go to the United States in order to benefit from those elements of the programme, they're the people that we want to go on the programme. And people who are not intending to return to Ukraine and not intending to complete their studies, maybe not great students in the first place, those people are not likely to get approved. So we select those people who we think are most eligible to benefit from the programme and to comply with the rules of the programme.
Okay, we have a few more minutes, and we still have one question. As for now, can students from Donetsk and Lugansk apply for some work and travel program? Again, we mentioned that throughout our web chat. Yes, they can if they are studying in the university accredited by Ukrainian government.
And I think most of those universities have relocated,
yes,
but that's fine. The universities are accredited, and so we can accept applicants from those universities.
So we have a gap in questions. Do we want to mention something? Please visit our website and read our instructions for some work and travel program, and also you can find the list of agencies there. And the requirements for applicants and the list of the required documents.
All the information's on our website. We monitor that very carefully. We want the information to be available for you. We don't want you to be provided with inaccurate information or misleading information. So if in doubt, check the website. You can also email us if you need to. A couple of things we'll just repeat since we've got about 1 minute and no more questions is the DS160, please remember it's your form. Even if somebody's helping you fill it out, it's your form and it reflects on you the information that is on there. So take ownership of that. Do not buy your tickets before you travel. Before you travel. Of course you should buy tickets before you travel. Do not buy your tickets before you have a visa in your hand. Even if you've been told that your visa has been approved, until you've actually received your visa, please do not buy your tickets. And
the dates again, it's the program dates are May 9th and September 9th, and you can start scheduling today.
Today for an interview 1st. On February 1st. The first date that you can enter the United States is May 9th. And
we will see you February 15th. It's the first interview date. We're really actually excited about that. So
Yeah. We
see
want you
guys
to have
there.
an enjoyable summer and get a lot out of it and be safe.
And if you have any further questions, please contact us through our email. We will post it on our Facebook page later or through the Facebook page itself.
Yeah. I think we'll post a bunch of links that we were talking about, the Wilberforce document with your employer rights and what have you, and we'll post that after this web chat. So
Okay.
thanks
Naomi,
for
thank
tuning
you for
in.
your time.
Thank you, Anna. We'll
Thank
see
you,
you.
guys.
Have a great summer.